Hello and welcome to a new video. I know it's been some time. Not much has been going on, at least nothing electric vehicle concerning. No major trips or anything that would be worth covering, that would have been worth covering. But right now I'm kind of preparing for a soon-to-come trip in just about 2 weeks. Together with a friend, I'm about to head out to Scandinavia. We want to drive up to the North Cape. Of course, it's the default for every EV enthusiast to go to North Cape at least once with their EV. But also we want to see Norway and Sweden and a bit of Finland. So that's what we're planning to do. But we are planning to do it with a roof tent. I already had that up on my car for a trip before. You might have seen videos about that in the past. So we know the efficiency of the roof tent is a bit worse. It's like kind of similar to when I drive fast, but only at 120 max. But also we are prepared to mount a bike rack on the back. I also shown you a video of that before when we transported some bikes from southern France to Stuttgart. And we also know the rough efficiency of putting bikes on the back. But we are not putting bikes on the back. We are putting like more stuff in the back because we will have a lot of stuff in the car. We're gonna have the roof tent on top, so there's not that much room for camping gear. So the camping gear is gonna go on the back of the car on the bike rack. But not only the camping gear, we also mounted this piece of wood, this plank, on the bike rack to be able to be folded up as like kind of a table or an area to prepare food or stuff like that. And as that's kind of an air brake that stands in the air behind the car, I want to know how much worse will the efficiency get with this plank on the back, with this air brake. It's not too far behind the car, it's pretty close, so there shouldn't be too much air getting inside there. The car will be pushing most of it out of the way, but still, it's an air brake. And there is some room between the plank and the car, and I just want to be prepared if that's gonna cost us a lot of range or not. So, what we're doing now, let's jump in the car. Planned out a route. That's about 34 kilometers each way, so about 70 kilometers of mixed driving, mixed roads. We've got some like 70-80 kph stuff down here. Over there, the stretch up there will be about, I think it's de-restricted, but we can at least drive 120 there. So that's all good. So it's 70 kilometers round trip, about an hour of driving that we will do now without the plank on the back to set like a calibration measure to know what the car needs with comparable driving, like go by the limits where there are limits and go 120 where it's de-restricted, just so we have a baseline. And as soon as we come back, I'm gonna mount the plank, the air brake, on the back of the car and drive the same road just again. We're now at 79% state of charge, so I think we should be good, but you never know. It says 68% on arrival at our midway point. So yeah, let's see how that goes. We're gonna reset our I don't want to be French trip right here and call it air brake baseline. Or no, let's just call it air brake test. Then I can just reset it later. Save and reset. Yes. All right. 0 consumption right here. That's pretty good. So let's get out of the town and just drive our baseline. And then we'll see on the second run what the efficiency drop is. The weather should be good, it shouldn't be raining, at least my iPhone told me so. Apple Weather is not like the best app to tell me actual weather conditions, but let's hope it doesn't rain, because otherwise, yeah, I don't know, would be stupid. But let's just see. We're gonna head out now and drive the 35-ish kilometers to our midway point. Alright, we are about 2 kilometers into our test. Current consumption of 16.5, going down of course, because in a city driving is like way more inefficient for that short period of time. When the car was just started up, battery's at 23 degrees, so not too warm, not too cold, pretty good. Air shouldn't be, or temperature shouldn't be a big factor in this. So yeah, we're just gonna go this 70 kilometers per hour stretch until we reach Karlsruhe, and then we head over towards the de-restricted section of B9. Yeah, I'm gonna keep you updated throughout the drive. Let's see, we're only 1% down from when we started, so all good. Battery state of charge is also not that much of a factor that we care about in this video, because for 70-ish kilometers that's really not relevant, but the consumption is, and we're right now down to 12.2. But of course that is not representative right now, so we're gonna keep driving and see how it works out. At the end of our 70 kph stretch, and it starts drizzling. Let's see if it gets much worse or if it's just slight drizzle. Like the rain radar said it wouldn't be raining at all. Wow. Alright, end of our 70 kph stretch. We're at 12.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. Pretty good. Let's speed up to 100, which is allowed here, and see how it goes. Let's hope the drizzle stops again. The clouds aren't too friendly looking, but yeah, we'll see. We're not going 100 because the guy in front of us is kind of slow, but still, yeah, 13-ish kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. We're now heading into the city for a quick drive through Karlsruhe to get over to our de-restricted section. We're doing this all in sort of a loop style test, checking our efficiency right at the end to compare the two drives, because of course we want to mitigate wind and elevation and all of that stuff. So all the consumption numbers right now are just for rough reference. I'm gonna show them to you later on, so we can already gauge what's like where we're headed to with our consumption numbers, if it's way worse or not. But yeah, it's just rough estimate right now. Also the drizzle calmed down, I think, so we're still good on our test. I shouldn't have said that. Anyway, yeah, going good. We're cruising through Karlsruhe and heading out towards the less slow sections in just a minute. Alright, we are out of this town and onto our de-restricted road. It still says 80, but it's not 80. There's no sign to limit speed at all, so that means de-restricted on this kind of road here. Now it says de-restricted. 12.3 right now. Consumption. We got 13 kilometers to go until our turnaround point. Then we're gonna head back, and yeah, then we're gonna drive back home and see how it does. 12.4 right now, so I think we're gonna be in that 13 kilowatt hour ish range. At those speeds, I would guess the roof tent would be at like 20-ish, maybe high 10-ish, so 18, 19 something. It's quite an air resistance on the roof. So yeah, that will add some consumption, but yeah, still curious to see what the air brake behind the car does. If we are around that 20-ish kilowatt hour per 100 kilometer mark, then I think I'm fine with it. Shouldn't be a big problem. Then otherwise, if we're way higher, if we're more towards the 30-ish kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, then I think we should modify our table to fold in the sides to be less air resistant, but we'll see about that when it's time. Yeah, for now we're just gonna continue on our test trip, 10 more kilometers to the turnaround. Let's see. All right, we are 1 kilometer from the exit towards our turnaround point. We're currently at 13.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers of consumption, which might be some headwind. We'll see on our way back. Let's slow down here and take the exit towards where I just thought a good turnaround point would be. And then we are gonna turn around in the roundabout coming up on the other side of that bridge here. Let's get the focus working. Yes, pretty nature here, not too hilly as well. Really great nature here. It's really nice to drive and awesome to test because traffic is fine, not too much, and the roads are open, so that's pretty nice. If I were to do more tests, then I would do it here, I think. All right, let's turn around in the roundabout up there and head back home. Right now, consumption to turnaround point is 13, as I guessed before, so that's pretty good. All right, we're back up to 120 kph on our way back towards home. Let's see what the consumption on the way back does. I of course didn't reset the trip meter. We're gonna reset it at home, so we have the whole numbers and the full consumption of the whole trip, round trip. But yeah, 28 minutes to go again, and then we hook up our air brake and see what it does. All right, we're 1 kilometer out from our end of the 120 kph stretch. We're already coming down to 100 right here, and right now we're at a consumption of 14.2. So it seems like the other way around. We had some kind of backwinds, like rear winds that pushed us along, and now we kind of had some headwinds. Right back to the 80 kph stretch and heading towards a construction area, but not too bad. Been through that on the way here before as well. So yeah, looking quite good. Good thing we're gonna go on a loop style test, then we can cancel out all the efficiency like influences through wind and elevation and everything. And yeah, after that we're gonna try just the same again. Pretty good. So yeah, let's continue through that construction. We are about to exit from this faster road here to go back through Karlsruhe to our 70 kph stretch. We're currently at 13.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, so that's all good. Also, currently it wants to route me through the port of Karlsruhe, which we won't do because I want to stay as close as possible to our roads on the way here, or yeah, in the other direction. And the roads aren't really perfectly right next to each other, so we need to take like a slightly different road now to get back to where we headed onto this 80 kph stretch, but should still be close enough, and all in all it'll fit. But yeah, just If you know the region, you know what I'm talking about. Otherwise, it doesn't matter too much. But yeah, looking good. Let's head on to the 70 kph street. Good stuff, we're back out of Karlsruhe and on our 70, right now 50 kph stretch because there's a construction site again. And we're down to 13.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, so that's pretty nice. I think we're gonna stick with that consumption pretty much to our destination. Yeah, so that's probably kind of our baseline. We'll see in like 7 minutes, 5 kilometers, but looking quite like it. So that's great. All right, we're back where we started with 12.92 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So 13 is the number. Also, we used pretty much exactly 20%. It said we would use 20%. We used 19% on our trip, but that's quite a good reference to calculate the efficiency drop that we're gonna experience right now. Because let's jump out of here and look at this guy. All right, I have to pull this away and put that one on here and then strap it down because that's a bit flippy floppy and it doesn't look like it right now, but that will fold up this way like this, and that's where the wind comes from, like down here. So it would flap around and we don't want that, so we're gonna strap it down so it's fixed and won't fly around. So yeah, I'm gonna do that right now and then I'll update you in just a sec. And here we are. Great. Let's put them in place. Looking wild, I would say. It's not wider than the car. You can see here and here. Also, it should be pretty centered. Let's get that plug. That's a bit short and I'm not able to do this one-handed, so I'm gonna plug that in. And then we still need to strap down the plank so it doesn't wobble around. Okay, we're strapped down pretty much. I just noticed, as this is kinda like, it's not straight, you can see. We're repurposing this plank, so yeah. This might happen to slide around. I don't think it will. It's pretty darn fixed right here. But I think for our trip, as we're going like thousands of kilometers, and you're gonna see that in the future, we should put like some screws in here or something, or some nails, I don't know, to fix that strap in between so it can slide around, just to make sure nothing happens. And then just think about if I do have something here, but I don't think so. But probably wouldn't hurt. So maybe I'm gonna do that first, so the strap can't go anywhere. Just want to be sure. Wouldn't be nice if something happened. I think I'm gonna search for some nails to put in here. Should have some of them upstairs. And then we're about to head out. So let me grab some nails and a hammer and then do that again. All right, I think that's looking good. They're not there to hold the strap. It's just to kind of keep it in place so it won't slide to the side. So yeah, that's better. I'm confident now. Right, let's see if we can get that done with one hand. I don't think so though. Also, I'm not gonna get that with you seeing anything. So let me just do that real quick and then we can head out. All right, we're all good. That's not going anywhere. That's fixed. Also can't slide off. That's fixed here. Won't fly around too much here. All great. I would say that's looking good. Let's take one last photo of our consumption numbers just to save them right here. Wow, now it's fell asleep. 59%, great. Let's take a photo of this one here. Air brake test, looking good. 68.9 kilometers, 12.93. Let's reset that now. 8.9 kilowatt hours used. So here we can see everything we need to see. Also everything we did see here. And current drive. So we have all reset that. Yes, reset current drive. Or maybe if it keeps current drive active, then we can see the whole thing. Wouldn't be too bad, I think. Nice. All right, great. Let's head out just exactly the same road and see what's gonna happen. I have no idea. Let's see. Also good thing, in the rear view camera, we can see what's going on there. So that's pretty nice. All right, we're again on our 70 km/h stretch. I didn't enable the navigation because I have the camera up all the time anyway, because I'm watching that strap. Should be fine, but I want to keep an eye on it. We're at 17.2 kWh per 100 km right now here. I'm not quite sure what we were here at before with, so still might need some readjustment after city driving. Let's keep an eye on that. We're gonna just drive along that 70 km/h stretch, and I'm gonna update you later on as soon as we hit right before the 100 kph stretch again, just for all the comparisons we could make. All right, we're shortly before the 100 kph zone starts. We're at 12.5, so only slightly above our previous numbers, previous consumption. That's way better than I expected, actually. That's pretty good. Granted, the distance between the car and the plank is not too high, but still, I thought it would be quite a lot worse. Also, through that that slope on the plank, the view to the back is not half as bad as I expected. So pretty great. Let's see how the consumptions are at higher speeds, because the faster you go, the higher the consumption is, and the higher the air resistance as well. So yeah, we're already picking up consumption here. 100. Also have to keep in mind that there's a plank at the back of my car, and I need to watch out if everything goes well or if it doesn't, because I don't want it to be ripped away. Shouldn't happen, because the strap should hold everything in place and not let it move too much. But yeah, still something to watch out for. We are out of Karlsruhe again on our 100 kph stretch here before we hit the de-restricted section, and we are still at 13.6 kWh per 100 kilometers, so all good. But what I get all the time, and what you can't see right now, but what you might have seen just before, the parking sensors are freaking out because they think they're broken. Here you can see it. Parking sensors may be obstructed. Clean sensors or ensure proper installation. Yes, I know. There's a plank of wood right behind my car obstructing all the sensors. And also that strap is flying around in the wind, but still not moving too much. So as long as it isn't being pulled out of the trunk, then everything's fine. Then it can fly around and I don't care too much. We're now up to 14 kWh per 100 kilometers, so it's going up definitely, but still holding up quite well. And I can see a too big wobble in the rearview mirror, so that's all good. Construction side coming up again, so I'm gonna look more after driving than after filming, which I of course always do. Okay, great stuff. We are back on our de-restricted section where we drive 120 kph for good measure. Also, the roof tent isn't allowed to go faster, and the bike rack on the back is allowed to go 130, so we're still in range, but you can see the wind kind of catch on the plank, so it wobbles quite a bit. Yeah, let's get back in the right lane. We're up to 14.7 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So we're closing into 15 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers average consumption, which still would be quite fine. Also, the 120 kph test is more for like highway in Germany, and as soon as we're maybe through Germany and Denmark, I think there will be no higher speeds for our actual like planned usage of all of that. That's what we want to use it for, so that's why I'm testing it. But yeah, looking quite good. A bit more traffic right now, and at least a bit more slower traffic. I have to overtake some more people than before, but yeah, results should be close to each other in like comparability, so that's all fine. Yeah, looking good. Let's continue on to our turnaround point and head back. Then I can already see we use more energy because we're down to 51% state of charge, and we were at I think 69-ish at turnaround before, so we used about 10% until our turnaround, and now we already used like almost 10%. But we'll see, not speculating too much, but yeah, looks like a great test so far. 15.6 right now, 15.7, so we're climbing in consumption, but still in a range that's absolutely acceptable to me. Alright, we are 500 meters out from our turnaround exit, and we're gonna take a quick safety stop because I think that strap is moving way too much. So we're gonna save that and fix it and make that better, because that's not good what I'm seeing there. That's really not good. Alright, let's slow down carefully and check on everything. Check on the plank, check on the strap. Yeah, I don't know, check on everything. Make it a bit safer if needed, and see what's going on back there, because yeah, I think that's a reasonable thing to do. We're at 17 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers right now, so that's a bit higher. 4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers more, about 50% more consumed. Not quite, but almost. So that's quite a number. All right, let's jump out and check on our safety. All right, let's see. Oh wow, okay, putting the strap in the trunk is a very bad idea. I gotta like do that better. That wasn't a good idea, but it was just on the last kilometer that it went all the way out, but still not good. We don't like that. That's not safe. We can't do it like that. But all in all, looking good. Also, the plank not moved an inch, so that's all great. That hasn't moved a bit. That's all right. Pretty nice. Okay, let me do that the better way, the real way. I know now that I need to do it that way, but yeah, looking good. And it also hasn't moved too much on this side, because of course this grabs some more wind because it's higher, but not too bad. Looking all in all quite good. All right, now that's not going anywhere. That's as safe as I can get it probably, and that won't be able to fly out because it's like knotted together. Maybe I can put it on here, but yeah, just so it doesn't fly around. Everything else should be good. Okay, nice. Let's head back out and on our way back and check the round trip consumption. Okay, we're coming up to the end of our 120 kph stretch again. We're up to almost 19 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers now on our combined distance trip, and 24.5 since we safety checked our baggage. So 24 pretty much is the efficiency we get on the highway if we only drive highway. Good that we stopped there to check that. So yeah, we'll see about that, but maybe we need to make it foldable. We'll see about that, but I think it will be a big efficiency hit without it being foldable. All right, we're back through the construction site at the 100 kph section, back up to 100, and we're at 18.04 and 20.3 for our way back distance. Yeah, it's actually around the numbers that I originally expected. So the first bit was kind of misleading. Good to know. Maybe we need some adjustments. So yeah, but very informative. Really like to do these tests because you learn so much, and that's really good. Like to learn stuff, and I like to share the stuff that I learned. So I hope you're enjoying these tests, or at least this test. Yeah, let's get back home the last some kilometers, and we're definitely using way more juice than before. And we're again on our last 70 kilometers per hour stretch. Our test consumption is at 17.7 almost. Our way back highway consumption at 19, through going slower and stuff, of course. But the comparable result is more this. This is now not really relevant anymore. It was just relevant for the only 120 kph part, and it's a really interesting result, that. But this is the one that we really care about. And yeah, just as before, we're about 20% higher or something. Not doing the math in my head right now, that won't work and won't lead to a working result. But yeah, that's really good. Also, the strap held up way better this way. So this is the way to do it, not the way I did it before. And yeah, we're just gonna drive the last bit, and I think we're gonna have a consumption that's like 40% higher maybe than on our first trip. So yeah, interesting. All right, so here we are back after 69 kilometers. Yeah, the 100 meters more are from our stop. 17.16 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So that's about 4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers more on our mixed test loop, and way more on only the highway loop. So what do we conclude? Maybe it's a good idea to make it foldable. Get the straps secured better and not just throw them in the trunk, because that's not a good idea. That's what we learned. And yeah, air resistance makes a big difference. We're down to 33% state of charge now from 59, where before we used from 79 to 60, almost 59. So 20% before and 26% now, which is could be worse, but still, it's not that little amount of energy that is lost to air resistance. Okay, great. I would say thank you very much for watching. If you want a more detailed view of all those numbers, hit me up in the comments, then I'm gonna deliver that. Otherwise, yeah, thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in the next one, which will be the start of our trip to Scandinavia. See you then. Bye.